Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Caitlin. For those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. And today we are finally doing my 2 looks with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Surge palette. I promised this when I posted my initial first impressions review video like 3 months ago, and it's taken me a while to get here, but we are here. So if you are interested in seeing this look as well as one other look that I did with the Blend Bunny palette, then you should definitely keep on watching. Also, if you like eyeshadow palette reviews and ranking videos, you should hit that subscribe button and make sure to give this video a thumbs up. With that being said, let's go ahead and get on into look number 1. Okay, so for look 1, I'm wearing a shirt that's like purple with like a hint of berry and then like yellowy colors on it. It's like a black t-shirt. Anyway, you'll see it when I show you the final look. So I'm thinking I want to go with the purples, and then I'm debating either using I think I'm going to use Flash as the shimmer shade, and then I might put, this is like too bright of a yellow to like match the shirt, but I kind of want to do that on the inner corner, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, I'm just using this Morphe fluffy blending brush, and I am gonna actually need my lobster mirror this time. And I'm going in with the shade Beckon, which is the pastel purple shade. And I'm just running that through my crease. I kind of want this look to be more rounded than like winged out, I think. So I'm like spinning it on the outer corner versus like normally I take it out like that. And I'm keeping it low because I'm going to eventually blend everything together, so I know that's going to blend out a little bit more. Oh, and I did not mention I primed it with the Smashbox Cosmetics 24-hour eyeshadow primer. I just want to mention that I almost didn't buy this palette. I was really debating it because I don't normally like giant palettes like this, but I don't know. I did it anyway, and I'm so glad I did. I've been enjoying it so much since then. Okay. This one's a little bit darker, but I'm not worried about it because I'm going to build it up, so they should work out later. So next I'm going to take, this is a Melt Cosmetics 85 brush. This is the round transition brush. And I'm going to go in with the neon shade Pulse. The neon purple shade, I should say. And I'm going to put that into the crease. And kind of on the lower corner, outside corner. And then I'm going back in with that initial Morphe brush. And I'm just swirling to blend. And I'm taking Pulse out a little bit more. I'm just kind of tapping it, and I feel like if you have this palette, you kind of see where I'm going. So I did this shade, then this shade, so we're just gonna keep deepening up this crease with the purples. So next up is Stay. I'm gonna use this Morphe M433 brush, and I'm just like getting smaller and smaller with my brushes as I go deeper and deeper with my shades. And I take them less and less in, if that makes sense, to like the inner corner. Like they stay more and more concentrated on the outside. So now I'm going to go back in with that melt brush, but with no additional product on it. And I'm just going to lightly blend where we just put that shade Stay. And then I'm blending with that initial Morphe brush. Again, not adding any product, just using what's left on the brush to help blend everything out. Okay. Okay. Last one, and this is Covet, and this is the like super deep purple. So I'm going in with this little bullet brush. This is the Alter Ego number 7 brush. All right, and then we're gonna kind of do the same thing. So with that last Morphe brush with no product on it, just gonna tap over that shade. All right, so I'm going to do a cut crease, but I'm gonna use my NYX glitter glue instead of an eyeshadow base. So I'm gonna use my Sigma E62 cut crease brush that I really need to wash. And I'm just going to tap that onto my lid, look up a little bit to give me a guide as to where my natural crease is, and then I'm going slightly above that. And this also, this glitter glue might be really old, so let's see how it works. Yeah, it's kind of getting like a weird consistency. I haven't used this in a hot minute. So let's just see how it goes. Okay, so I want to go in with Flash. These shimmer shades, I will say, are kind of hard to pick up on a brush, just because they have this like putty like texture. They remind me a lot of the Beauty Bay shimmers. I don't know if I said that in my original like first impressions review. So anyway, I'm just gonna I'm taking Flash, by the way. I'm just gonna kind of tap that on. I mean, they look really pretty once you get them on, but I just feel like they're not the easiest shimmers to work with, but they look stunning. All right, and I'm only taking these like a third of the way in because I think I want to meet this shade with the purple with a different color. I'm debating between Underneath and All Mine, so the teal and the pink shades, just to make this a little bit spicier, you know, add some excitement. So, oh, I never mentioned, I'm using this as another Morphe brush. It's kind of like a little flat brush. I feel like it does a good job picking up these more like putty-like shimmers. Okay, so do we want to go blue or pink? I feel like blue is going to stand out more, so we're going in with Underneath. And I actually haven't used this shimmer shade at all yet, but it feels like it has a similar kind of formula. So I'm taking that same brush. Yeah, that added the like little pop of color that I had wanted. So I'm happy with that. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in with that same one with a little bit of Flash. And we're just going to tap this over where the two shimmer shades meet to help them have more of a gradient and less of like a harsh line. And then we're going back in with the shade Covet on that Alter Ego brush. And we're just going to blend this into the Underneath shade a little bit more. I need to do the rest of my face, figure out the liner situation, and then I'll come back with pretty much everything done except the lower lash line. So I haven't done blush or highlight or anything. I figured I'd just do the lower lash line and then I'll come back when the whole look is done. But anyway, in the waterline, I have the Powerpuff Girls and ColourPop color sticks in Princess Morbucks is what I put on my waterline. And now we're gonna do the lower lash line. And I'm gonna go in with the same Alter Ego brush I used earlier, but I'm trying to keep this just on the tip in the shade Covet, which is that dark, really deep purple matte that we used. I'm taking that about halfway. And then we're gonna go in with Stay on the same Morphe brush. Again, I'm keeping it really just concentrated on like the tip of the brush so that things don't get, you know, out of hand. And I think I'm actually gonna skip the neon shade Pulse just because I'm running out of room. So we're gonna go in with Beckon on that same Morphe brush we used with that shade earlier. And we're just gonna smoke all of this out like that. Yeah, because I don't want it to be like, I don't know, too grungy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So now what I have to decide is if I want to go in with Shocked on the inner corner or I think I'm just going to take White Hot, which is just the white shade. I think that's the matte we're going to use on the inner corner. This is my ColourPop E10 brush. And we're going to take the same shade to put underneath the brow bone as well. Taking, this is I think this is like a smudger brush from Sonia Kashuk, and just putting White Hot right below the arch of my brow. And then I'm going to actually go back in to blend the shade more. Okay, that's basically it for the eye look. So I'm going to do the rest of my face, put on some lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the finished look. What do you guys think? I am living for it. Yeah, that's really it. So let's move on to look number 2. For look number 2 with the Surge palette, we are going to, I think, and by we I mean me, I'm going to, I think, do these blues mattes as like the halo eye, and then put the green in the center. And then what I can't decide, okay, because here's my inspiration. There is, I think her name is Brittany Kelso, either Brittany Kelso Makeup or just Brittany Kelso on Instagram. And she did this really stunning look with the new Melt Cosmetics Amore y Mariposas palette, which was an all green matte halo eye with like a glitter liner, or like a shimmer liner, which I kind of want to do that. I don't know if I want to use these two, or if I want to make you all hate me and use, I have some like water activated duochrome or multi-chrome liners from what used to be Glam Vice Cosmetics, but I think is now Gavisi Beauty. Anyway, I might use that and risk all of your wrath for using something outside of the palette. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. So anyways, I'm going to start with the blues. So since this is a halo eye, I'm going to start with the darker shade first. We're going to go in with Linger. And I think this Sigma E32 Exact Blend Brush is going to be the move. And then I want to use, I guess we'll use that. This mirror is ginormous, but we'll use it. So next up, we're going to take the shade Rush, and I need a slightly bigger brush. I think this Morphe M456 will do the trick. And I'm just going to put that over where we just put Linger, and taking it slightly over the edges. I am going to need to cut the like crease because I got a little carried away with these mattes. Well, the crease, but like I'm going to need to put concealer over that middle section of my eye is basically what I'm saying. I think I underestimated just how dark the shade Linger actually is, because this is a very smoky eye. And it's okay, I'm letting it be a little bit messy because I'm cleaning it up kind of as we go. Okay, so now we're going to take the shade Chills, and I want a fluffier brush for that. So I'm going to use this Morphe M441 brush and the shade Chills. So now I'm going to go back in with that Morphe M456 brush, and I'm just going to run that shade a little bit, or I didn't really get extra product, so I'm just going to run whatever is left over on the brush a little bit between where that darker Linger shade was. And I just want to point out that I have like a bug bite right on my freaking lid. This eye is just not going to look that great. I've made my peace with that. Okay, so I'm going to use a tiny bit of the Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime. I've noticed this one kind of like separate, so I just want to shake it up a little bit. I have a cut crease brush, but since I'm doing a halo eye, I want it to be more of like a rounded brush, if that makes sense. So this is a Morphe M166 brush, and we are just going to I guess tap that kind of over the center. I'm not going to do green that much, but I just want to be able to blend that in. Okay, so now I want to place the green shade Mint in the center. So I'm going to take, this is a Alter Ego 5 brush. It is a flat kind of packer brush. And Just gonna place mint. Got a little bit crazy with how I place mint, but that's okay. Just gonna keep packing it on. I've been a big fan. I've seen like a lot more people doing these like all matte type looks with the shimmer as like their liner. And I have been enjoying it. Okay, so I'm gonna take that Morphe M456 with the shade Rush. And I'm just going to dab that on the edges to blend that together. Oh, that's nice. I really like how that came out. Let's see, I think I feel like it's a little bit darker on this side, so I'm gonna put a dab, just a little bit of linger on the very like inner outer corners, and then I'm gonna take that same Morphe brush with no extra rush on it. All right, so now, do I want to do, I feel like the shimmers in this palette are too light to like get like a good liner effect that I want, but the duochrome, multichrome, whatever, it has a black base to it. Although I could do a black liner and then put the shimmers over it. No, I'm gonna do my multichrome. I'm sorry, I'll be right back because I have to grab that. So I grabbed, this is the one of the duochrome liners. I think they're called retro liners from, like I said, either Glam Vice, used to be Glam Vice Beauty, Glam Vice Cosmetics, now is I think Javisi Beauty, not sure how you pronounce it. This is the shade Galactic. It's like a purple to teal shift. It's considered a duochrome, but I feel like it'll still, it kind of has like a green hue when it shifts to the teal, so I think it'll still look nice. So I'm gonna do it. So I just want to do a wing, and maybe I'll pop some of the shimmers over the top. I don't know. Let me see what this is. A BH Cosmetics number 7 brush, but honestly I think this brush might be on the dirty side. It has like some blue liner left to it, but whatever. Okay, so I just dip my brush in the water, and then I go into the liner to get it to a good consistency. I like to test it on my hand to make sure that I like what we're getting. I think I like how that looks. Yeah, so it's kind of, you can kind of pick up the shift, especially because it's pulling like blue and then green depending on where it is on the eye next to those other shades. So I am a fan. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my liner on the other eye, clean it up, get the face done. Okay, let's see. I am debating on, so I did the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 3 Infinite Light Palette shade Blue Moon as a highlight. And part of me is like, do I want to add like a little bit of that to this liner? I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of that Blue Moon shade from the Danessa Myricks Infinite Light. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that adds quite a bit of sparkle to it. And I'm just using my Melt 523 Lapis Fino brush to run that shimmer shade. Okay, do you see how that just made it like just a more sparkly? So I am pleased with that choice. Okay, and then I put Lethal Cosmetics, I think it's the shade Ectoplasm, in the waterline. So now we're all caught up. So what I want to do is basically replicate what we did on the top lid on the bottom. So we're gonna go back in with Linger. I'm gonna use the same brush, but I'm just gonna be really cautious to just keep that on the very edge. I'm just kind of stamp it on because I don't want to get too crazy on this lower lash line. And we're just gonna do the same thing on the inner corner, although I got a little crazy, so let me... All right, I think that looks okay. It might look a little bit insane. I might have to fix that, but we will see. I think I took it too far on the side, whatever. And now I'm gonna go over that with the shade Rush on that same Morphe brush from earlier. Again, keeping it on the tip of the brush and just going like right over it. Honestly, I'm just gonna connect this at the bottom. I was gonna put the green down there, but I've changed my mind. Okay, so now last brush, we're gonna take the shade Chills on that other Morphe brush we used earlier, and we are going to smoke this lower lash line just to blend that out. I mean, I think that was kind of a whatever. It's a very grungy look. We blended this out quite a lot, but it kind of is what it is at this point. Okay, and then I'm actually going to take that same melt brush we were using with the shade Blue Moon earlier, and I'm going to just place that over the inner corner just to lighten that up. All right, so I think, ooh, this side could use some help. I'm gonna take this Milk Cosmetics Round Detail Wide number 27 brush in the shade White Hot, and I'm just going to put that right under the brow to help highlight. All right, and now I just need to do my lashes, hair, all that jazz, and I'll come back for the final look. Okay, so here is the finished second look. What do you think? It's times like these that I wish I had shorter lashes that didn't really block this really fun glitter, well, not glitter, like shimmer liner, metallic liner that we did. But at least these lashes are thin, so yeah. And these are the Aurora lashes from Cash Beauty, in case you were curious. Anyways, glad I could finally deliver my 2 looks with the Blend Bunny Surge palette. I still love this palette from my, similar feelings from my first impressions review. I think that the mattes are amazing. So easy to blend, so easy to work with, so pigmented. Just love, love, love the mattes. I love the color story. I love the layout. It makes sense for my brain. The shimmer shades are good. They're not my favorite shimmer formula. They're kind of that like putty type shimmer formula. So if that's the formula that you like for your shimmers, you'll like the shimmer formula in this palette. But if you don't like that, then you won't like the shimmers. Anyways, I cannot recommend this palette enough. My personal feelings on the shimmers aside, I think the mattes in this palette are absolutely incredible. And then even once you do get the shimmers, like they still look stunning on the eye. So even though they're not my favorite formula, they're still beautiful. So yeah, let me know which look was your favorite, and that's really all I have. I will see you guys next time. Bye.